All right, today we're going to talk about osmosis and diffusion, but we're just going to start with diffusion. Our goal today is to explain equilibrium in terms of osmosis and diffusion and be able to predict where substances will move. All right, as a reminder, what's the job of the cell membrane? So the job of the cell membrane is to control or allow things in and out of the cell. We're going to be talking about how do things actually get in and out of the cell. And in order to do that, a lot of times we talk about concentration. In this picture here, I want to know which beaker has a greater concentration. Maybe you said the beaker on the right. So concentration means the amount of stuff that's inside of that beaker. So this one has a greater or a higher concentration because there's more stuff inside of it. If you make Kool-Aid and you dump a ton of that powder into the Kool-Aid or into the water, it will be really concentrated. If you only dump a little bit of the powder, it will be less concentrated. Let's watch this animation. This is showing diffusion. What do we notice happening? You'll notice that the molecules are moving. You'll also notice that they start really close together and then they spread out. So this is exactly what diffusion is. Diffusion is when those molecules end up spreading out. We're going to watch this little video clip showing food coloring dropped into two different beakers. The only thing that's different here is the temperature of the water. What do we notice? It's spreading out. So beaker A has warm water, so the molecules are moving a lot faster. Beaker B has cold water, so they're moving a little slower, but eventually both beakers are going to be fully red. Here's another example to illustrate diffusion. Have you ever been in a locker room or in a classroom and somebody sprayed Axe or sprayed cologne or perfume? You might not smell it right away, but eventually you smell it. That's because the perfume or the Axe molecules are spreading out throughout the room. So diffusion is the movement of molecules from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. So from where there's a lot to where there's a little. So there's a lot of high concentration here, and they're spreading out to fill in all the empty spaces. Eventually, they're going to spread out to be roughly equilibrium, when the concentrations are evenly distributed or equal. We call this equilibrium. Now, why might a cell need to use diffusion? Let's take a look. So imagine this might be outside the cell or this might be inside the cell. We've got some molecules. Remember, they move from a high concentration to a low concentration. What do you think is going to happen over time? Remember, move from high concentration to low concentration. They spread out to get to equilibrium. They're going to be roughly equal on both sides. Now, they keep moving. They don't ever stop moving. So they're continuing to move here. The only thing is they're spread out equally. Why is this important? It lets nutrients into a cell and it lets waste out of a cell. So it allows things to go in and out of a cell using the cell membrane. Okay.